O.J. Simpson getting Gargoyles cancelled was not on my bingo card of things that changed the way I look at childhood. If you're like me and you grew up in the 90s, the renaissance of animated TV likely had a chokehold on you. For me, it was all about Gargoyles, the Disney animated saga that told the tale of Goliath and his team of nocturnal creatures who reawaken after thousands of years in modern-day New York. At a time where Batman the Animated Series, X-Men, and Street Sharks reigned supreme, Gargoyles emerged following closely in Batman's footsteps and arguably taking its storytelling elements a step further. It was hailed for its intensely dark tone, its complex story arcs that often carried over multiple episodes, and even its Shakespearean themes, all fairly sophisticated for a kids' TV series. But it worked. The show was a hit for a while, with fans tuning in to each new installment, trading cards, video games, merchandise, like the 22 5-inch figurines. Needless to say, since its ending in 1997, it has enjoyed a steadily growing cult following thanks to DVD releases, YouTube, and streaming services like Disney+. It aired in the Disney Afternoon Programming block in 1994, a 2-hour block of animated television produced by the Walt Disney Company. Though the series bears no creator credit, multiple people were at the helm, primarily Michael Reeves, who also wrote Batman, the animated series, and Greg Weisman, a novelist and producer. And as I mentioned, the series had a heavy Shakespearean tone to it, not by accident. Many Shakespearean characters and storylines weaved their way into the Gargoyles universe, which was already heavily influenced by medieval Scottish history. Theatre majors would have likely plucked out elements of Macbeth and A Midsummer Night's Dream, amongst many others throughout the series' run. All of this added to Gargoyles' rich lore, complexity, and overall atmosphere. So, how does O.J. Simpson tie in? Well, after the success of Season 1 and laying the groundwork for intricate world building, the creators had ambitious plans for Season 2. Season 1 already teased a more serialized format, with many of the episodes ending with a to-be-continued rather than being self-contained episodic adventures. Weisman and Reeves wanted to lean into that for the series' return, making an overall season arc in which each episode would build upon the last, adding to the overall story. In other words, you had to keep up, much the way many series today are written and produced. To top it all off, Gargoyles went from having only 13 episodes in Season 1 to 52 in Season 2. Buena Vista had pushed the show's team to make more episodes, to take it from a weekly broadcast to daily, like a soap opera, but animated and with Gargoyles in Manhattan. With the 52-episode run, Weisman and Reeves expanded the universe. Rather than just having the show take place in Manhattan, they explored taking the story to locations from all over the world, including new characters and other clans of Gargoyles. After all that work, Season 2 began airing in the fall of 1995, right around the time that the O.J. Simpson trial was in its last few weeks, and capturing the zeitgeist in a what was then unprecedented manner. The People of the State of California versus Orenthal James Simpson was the criminal trial of former NFL player and actor O.J. Simpson, who was tried and controversially eventually acquitted of the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and friend Ronald Goldman. The trial spanned from January to October 1995. In what now seems to be par for the course for the sensationalization of true crime, beginning with the Bronco chase that aired live and eventually had Simpson surrendering to authorities, right through the infamous glove doesn't fit moment. As the daily broadcasting of the trial interrupted regular news bulletins and programming, America became addicted to it. It was must-watch TV, revolutionizing the water cooler talk and dominating people's thirst for better or worse for true, authentic entertainment. The Frankenstein's monster created from that has evolved in the modern-day media landscape, with cultural true crime obsessions coming and going as quickly as the seasons. When Weisman and Reeves set out to make the 52-episode daily epic that was Gargoyles Season 2, they had absolutely no way of anticipating how often their series would be interrupted by the true story unfolding in a California courtroom. With a now more convoluted storyline that was frequently getting interrupted, and no way to catch up like we have now with streaming services, people were falling out of habit of watching the show, losing their place in the story, getting confused, and overall interest was waning. By the time Gargoyles returned for Season 3 with a truncated 13-episode order, retitled as Gargoyles: The Goliath Chronicles, it was too late. The show ended with storylines still open and an entire world still to explore. So, okay, was O.J. Simpson responsible for its cancellation? Not really, as much as some article headlines and my opening hook of this video would have you believe. In truth, a lot of factors came into play. Buena Vista pushing an overly ambitious 52-episode daily order certainly played a factor and could have ruined the show's success regardless of what was happening in the media. The desire of the creators to take those 52 episodes and turn them into a serialized epic that you couldn't miss a moment of also had a profound effect. It was a risk, and ultimately it didn't pay off. In today's viewing world, such a choice would be no problem, but at a time where TV was an in-the-moment event, with a true story taking the world by storm in a way that hadn't been seen before, before, the writing was on the wall. Like any art and media, it is next to impossible to anticipate global events and how art will either complement, juxtapose, or brutally clash. That's the gamble of show business. Unfortunate timing of when the trial would cut into broadcast by chance led to Gargoyles getting interrupted fairly often, and a little show called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to gain popularity amongst viewers. It wasn't long before Power Rangers had knocked Gargoyles from its #1 spot. Today, though, the stone creatures live on. Streaming has brought the show back into people's minds, who often look back on it with fond memories. Numerous attempts to adapt the series into live-action media have been made, including a pitch from director Jordan Peele. Ultimately, in 2023, it was announced that James Wan and Gary Dauberman will make a live-action Gargoyles series for Disney+. The epic story of Goliath and his nocturnal friends will soar onto screens once more. The story started in the early to mid-90s, isn't over yet.